I have read and analyzed the popular book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And this book claims to show you how a social hierarchy actually works and how to get to the top of it. But this guy literally just gives some terrible advice that only Bobs would use. And in this video, I'll be showing you all the scams that this guy sells to people so you know better. And just to put it into perspective on how influential this book is, we got a rap song on this book. We got motherfuckers memorizing this book by doing freaking flashcards, acting like this is some sort of holy Bible that actually tells all the truth.
Buddy, no one memorized the Holy Bible with flashcards, bro. Like,
this guy Robert Greene thinks that this is some video game with literally just bobs, because of what he said in Law 33, which he basically said discover each man's thumb screw, which a thumb screw is basically a torture device. So what he's saying is basically discover each man's weakness. And the reason that this is bad advice, other than the fact that it's morally and religiously wrong, is because if you're watching this video, you're probably above average, but you're not top 0.1% in the world. So the moment that you mess with a guy who has a higher power level than you, you're gonna get screwed, because they're gonna hold this grudge, and then they're gonna find your weakness because they have a higher power level than you, and then you're gonna suffer more than who made them suffer. And the thing is about when people read books is that they think that all the ideas inside the book is good just because it's written on paper and it's not on some TikTok page. But that's so flawed, because anybody could write anything in a book just as much as anyone could say anything on a TikTok video. But the thing is, society made it so that it's socially acceptable to literally accept any source of information as long as it's on paper for some reason. So for Law 24, this guy basically says to never in your life put too much trust in any person, which I understand is good advice and all, but in his book he takes this example way too far, suggesting that you should not have any brotherhoods in your life, which is just wrong. Because imagine if we got two people, one person is Giga Chad, he literally has two brothers that are ride or die, brothers that he could rely on for anything. And then you got another guy who reads Robert Greene's book, and then he doesn't tell anyone anything about himself, and therefore nobody trusts him. So put the Bob group against the Giga Chad group, let them 1v1 and show me who's gonna win. Bob's friends are probably gonna dip and run somewhere, but like the Giga Chad group, they're ride or dies, they're not gonna go nowhere. So the reason that Robert Greene maybe thinks that this is true is because he may have had no friends, or maybe he got stabbed in the back a little bit too much because he didn't know how to actually make good friends. Because a lot of time people literally just try to force themselves with a certain group of people. So basically human beings have evolved over tens of thousands of years to understand how social dynamics work, and you're not gonna be able to get over the social wall by just following a book, unless of course you're talking to Bob. And I'll give you a story to bring this point home. So I have this guy called Bob, right? So he wants to pull some bitch, but the problem is he has no reason. So he reads all the psychology books, all the how to talk to girls videos, literally everything you could think of. And then when he posts up to the girls, he literally just ignores it. Why? Because you can't sell someone a Rolex as some dirt. Like, sure, Bob has this information, but he actually did not change, and the girls could tell that. Law number 11 says to keep people dependent on you, and this is very specific advice, because this would be good if, let's just say, you're working your 9 to 5, and then you want the company to be dependent on you by being the best in your company, so you have some sort of job security. But on the other hand, let's just say you have a friend or a family, and then you make them dependent on you for anything. Firstly, that just means that you're risking a chance that you're spending time with these guys even though they don't want to spend time with you. And just like that, you build a social circle that does not give a fuck about you. And bro, do you really want your kid to be dependent on you for everything? Because you know you're gonna die at some point. So law number 12 basically says to use selective honesty. And what this just means is freaking lying, bro. And apart from the fact that this is morally and religiously wrong, humans have evolved over literally tens of thousands of years to understand how social dynamics work. And people can tell when you're lying. I mean, this guy, Robert Greene, really sold the idea to millions of motherfuckers that lying is good. And on law number 7, where he says to get people to do work for you and then take all the credit. Like, I don't know how he got through the values, beliefs, and religion of millions of people by just writing this law on a book. But for some people out there, they don't care about that stuff. They just care about getting to the top. And here's something for you. Let's just say you worked with a group of people closely to achieve your goals, but then you take all the credit for it. Then you would have made yourself some odds. Okay, Bob, you could finally say that you got some odds. The second reason that this is bad is because, let's just say you take the credit from someone else. Like that guy, if they helped you for the first time, they're not helping you for the second time, third time, fourth time, 1,000,000th time, because they don't trust you anymore. And just like that, you've literally just stopped so short term that you did yourself a disservice for life. Third reason that this advice is bad is because 99.99% of people suck at whatever they want to do. And the best way for them to improve at what they want to do is by doing it and not letting others do the work. The last thing is you gain by actually thanking the people who helped you get there, because people really appreciate authenticity these days. This book is so freaking popular that people actually take this advice seriously. So hopefully this video goes viral so people know not to trust this crap. Law 29 basically says to plan all the way to the end. And the reason that this is very bad advice is because 99% of people that I know, all they do is plan, but they don't actually get to the doing. And here's the thing, let's just say for the 0.1% of people that I know that actually do work and not just plan, if anything happens that goes against their plan, it's not the plan that's actually gonna help them out. It's the strategies and tactics that they've developed in their life that's gonna help them to deal with the situation. So this advice is just straight. All 24 basically says to play the perfect courtier. Now, if you don't know what a courtier is, it's basically the guy whose job is to just hang out with the king or queen. And this guy is just playing the status game in order to get next to people who are playing the wealth game. So if you choose this path in life, you're actually not gonna get any significant importance, because the king and the queen, which might be like the CEO of a company or something these days, are the ones who actually make the decisions, and you have no control over anything. So do you really want to play that role in life, bro? Finally, bro, you need to realize that there's 2 ways to get high status in life. First thing is to play the social game, just like Robert Greene suggests. Second thing is to actually get good at something good that you want to get good at, if that makes sense. That could be making money or getting a Greek god physique, or by helping society in some way, like making YouTube videos that help people or helping the environment, something like that. Now, should you read this book? Even though I've been trash talking this book for like 10 minutes now, it is a good book to read, but I recommend you read the kids version because the regular one is too long. The reason you should read this book is not to apply all of these laws, although some laws are alright to follow in some ways, because in life there are a lot of Robert Greenes out there. There are a lot of manipulative snakes out there. And if you read this book, you're gonna be able to tell who the snakes are in your life. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm out.